Secular Atheist here, going to show you guys some render settings for YouTube. When you first open up your project, you want to make sure you go in here and go to switches on your video. Disable resampling. I cannot stress this any more greatly. I see a lot of people put their videos up and they look like crap. It's because of this. You have to do it on all your video tracks. It was such a pain for me to do it because I have a lot of video tracks, as you can see. All those are video tracks. And it keeps going. I can zoom this out. Show you all the video tracks. I had to do that on all of them. So for anybody doing like video game footage, it's just one track, so you don't have to do what I did. Got all my audio tracks here and music, but this is a presentation, so it's a little different. You want to go up here, go to your properties. If you're doing 1080p, you want to put in these dimensions here, 1920 by 1080. I usually like to record at 30 frames per second because YouTube is going to bring it down. If you bring it to 60 frames per second, they're going to bring it down anyway. You go down here to full resolution render quality. Make sure that's set to best. Default is good. Make sure you set it to best. You can adjust this wherever you want. That's where the files are going to go when you render. You can check this if you want. Start all new projects with these settings. You can do that if you want. It's totally up to you. You can go to audio. I usually don't mess with this. I did put it to best, and I heard a slight difference, but it wasn't that much of a difference. I did all my audio mastering with filters, so I put it to best. You can bring the sample rate down to 44,000 if you want, but I can go up higher because I have a pretty good sound card, but it really doesn't matter unless you're doing like DVDs or Blu-rays. We're not doing Blu-rays. So make sure you got these here in these settings. Click OK. We want to go to Preferences, Tools Preferences. We're going to Video. You can set your dynamic RAM to whatever you want so the preview doesn't lag. It still lags anyway because I have animation. I just put it to 1 gig. I can put more, but it doesn't matter. This right here is what you really want to look out for. GPU acceleration of video processing. My video card is not there, which is kind of funny, but it says advanced micro devices. That's AMD. My video card is Radeon, so it's there. It usually will show the name on your video card. I have a AMD Radeon 7800 HD, but I heard that most NVIDIA cards actually show it, so deselect that. I didn't touch this. I didn't touch any of this either. We're gonna close. We're gonna hit apply here. Go close that out. Go to File, Render As. You want to come in here to the main concept, not main concept, Sony AVC, MVC, MP4, M2 TS, and AVC. Click the drop down box. We want to come right here to memory stick, QVGA 1128 kilobits per second. Customize template. You want to come down here, make sure include video is checked. I rendered a video one time and the whole thing went rendered and the video wasn't there. The only audio it was kind of frustrating. I sort of derped it, but whatever. Make sure you go to AVC. Change your frame size to whatever you rendered it as, whatever the actual file is, the original file. I'm gonna go to 1920 by 1080. If you want to downscale, you can go ahead and do 1080 by 720. The profile is, make sure it's high. I don't think you can change it. The frame rate, leave this as is. You can go higher, but YouTube is going to compress it anyway. I don't know what this does, so I didn't bother. Field order, make sure you got none. Pixel aspect ratio, make sure that's 1.0 because everything's going to look blocky. And this is where it gets interesting right here, the bitrate. But first you want to check and see your system. You want to go into your system and see if you have GPU acceleration. So when you click check GPU, it should show up OpenCL for AMD cards or OpenCUBA or something like that. I've seen a video online that shows something like that. If you have this, that means your video card is supported. Go back to video, and we're going to go to encode mode, render using GPU if available. If in the other setting in system, if you didn't see anything come up, you choose render using CPU only. I have a really good processor, an i7-4770, but the videos render faster when I use the video card, that's what the video cards are for, is to render video. And you want to go into the bitrate. 10 million is what you want. The file size might be large. It depends on your upload rate. Usually 1080 will go here, and YouTube usually will compress it for you. It usually brings it down to this, but you want the source output to be as good as possible, so the compressed file will look good after it's been compressed. So make sure that's selected. GPU, acceleration, go to audio. Now this could vary. Just like I said with video processing, you want to make sure the audio is this is usually the max for AVC. You can go higher, but this is like for Blu-rays, or I forgot the name of the codec that does AC3. It does surround sound for Blu-rays that you rip. So don't do that. Don't use this. You want to go to 320. That's going to be the max you can have for like an MP3 file. The better, the higher, the better. So when it compresses, it doesn't sound like crap. And here you could change it to 5.1, but we're not doing Blu-rays. So you change that to whatever you want. Usually you can leave it there if you want. Alright, and we go to video. Go back to where you went to. Pixel aspect ratio, make sure that's the same. And that pretty much covered this. Alright, and here you can come up here and change the name. We're going to change it to 1080p YouTube settings. Hit OK. You should see it should show up right here. 1080p YouTube settings. You can click to show favorites. I have other render settings, and when you click this box here, it'll only show your favorites. I have other settings. I used to do main concept, but it doesn't support my video card for some reason. So that pretty much covers it. If you guys got any questions, leave them in the comments. Make sure you rate, like, and subscribe if you like this video. More to come for my Atheist Movement project, so stay tuned for that. Peace out.